They're the first water-activated liner brand I ever tried. Hello! Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. I'm in a fun mood today. I've got orange lipstick on. How can I not be in a fun mood? I'm also wearing my favorite Garfield t-shirt. I don't wear this enough on my channel. I used to wear this all the time when I first started my channel. Look at it, it's Garfield, and it says life in the espresso lane on it, which I just think is so funny. I've never really watched Garfield or anything, but I do find Garfield to be very funny. I find him very relatable. He hates Mondays. He loves coffee. I know those are two very non-unique things, but he's also a cat. So I love all of those things so much. Am I up a little too high? Am I stacked on a few too many books today? I might be. If you guys didn't know this, I do use a stack of books to hold up my camera. Hey, hello, a little behind the scenes for you. So I guess I'll just take a few books off, see if we like that better. Oh yes, there we go. I'm looking a little taller now. That's good for me. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to hear how much I relate to Garfield and to see the behind the scenes of my video setup. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in my water-activated liner collection. I don't know why I almost broke into song. I'm so excited. I love water-activated liner. If you've seen even half of one of my videos before, then you probably already know how much I love water-activated liner. I love graphic liner. I love cake liners, whatever you want to call them. I love those little guys so dang much. And somebody requested in my comments a couple weeks ago that I share my entire water-activated liner collection with you. And I was like, wow, I'm so flattered. I would love to do that. I'm going to be swatching every single water-activated liner in my collection. And I think we should do it in rainbow order because that'll be beautiful and aesthetically pleasing. And it'll be nice for me to have those pictures so that next time I go to buy more water-activated liner, I can like cross-reference those pictures. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to see my entire water-activated liner collection, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. I've had a lot of coffee today and no water. This video is not sponsored by LaCroix, but it could be. Okay, so like I said, I want to swatch everything in rainbow order, but let me just tell you about the liners that I have, the different brands, the different types of things I have. I'll give you an overview to start. So the first water-activated liners I ever purchased are from my love, By Mellow Lops. By Mellow Lops is the first indie makeup brand I ever tried. They're the first water-activated liner brand I ever tried. Okay, that's fine. That was an important lesson for me to learn. I can't hold things like that. But yeah, these are my By Mellow Lops radioactive water inks. I love them so much. They are neon, which means they glow under a black light. I don't have a black light. I keep meaning to pick up the flashlight next time I place a By Mellow Lops order because they do sell like a little $5 black light flashlight. So I gotta get one of those so I can take cool black light photos. But this was my first purchase. It is a set of 8 minis. I think they have 5 grams each in them. Let me see, 3 grams each in them, but I've had them for almost a year now and I haven't finished any of them. So still a totally great size. This is a good deal. I think it's like $40 for 8. I thought it was a great starter set for me, so I would definitely recommend it. It comes with a black too, which is awesome. Anytime a set comes with a black, the chefs love to kiss about that. We love it. Okay, so that was my first water-activated liner purchase. And then my second water-activated liner purchase, now I'm going out of order here, was my Be Elegant Cosmetics Sweet Treats pastel liners. They didn't come in as cute of a little case, but that's okay. We still love them. You can see they're pastels. This came in a set of 7, and I think I paid $33 or $37 for them. So around the same price point. I believe these also have 3 grams each. This doesn't say, but they appear to be the exact same size. So I'm pretty sure this is 3 grams each too. And yeah, I love Be Elegant Cosmetics. This is the only thing I've ever purchased from them, but I keep meaning to go back and purchase more. They are also an indie brand. Everything I'm going to show you today is from indie brands. I don't think the mainstream brands really know how to do water-activated liner all that well. The only mainstream brand I really know that tried water-activated liner or cake liners was ABH, and people didn't seem to like those. So I I don't know. I say stick with indie brands when it comes to water activated liners. Stick with indie brands in general. Indie brands are awesome. I love indie makeup brands. And then the next thing I bought was my B. Taylor Beauty water activated liner palette. This is, they call it their aqua liner palette. I have the primary shade. They also have a pastel version. You can see mine's very well loved. I like to mix in the pans, which is probably not the greatest thing. B. Taylor Beauty sells this really cool thing that like clips onto your hand, and it's basically like a little palette that you can mix on. So I need to get one of those so I don't need to keep mixing in here. But I love this palette. It comes with a black and a white, all of your primary colors, and then it also comes with a silver, which is great because you can mix it with anything to make it metallic. So I love B. Taylor Beauty. I've bought quite a few things from them and I've always been very satisfied, so we love that. And then the thing I bought after that was the collab with By Mellowops and Cut Creaser. And these are my By Mellowops X Cut Creaser water inks. They're a little bigger than the radioactive water inks. These have 5 grams as opposed to 3, which I love. I think that's an awesome size. By Mellowops also sells 10-gram sizes of these shades, which I think is great. And I believe they just announced that they're coming out with minis. So they're gonna sell a mini set of the Cut Creaser water inks, but in like a nice little thing like this, and they're gonna be 3 grams, which you guys, 3 grams is still so much for cake liners and water activated liners. It's like, that's a lot of product, you know? But I got my Cut Creaser by Mellowops water inks. Don't worry, I'm gonna swatch everything so you can like really see it. It's just hard to hold up. And then my most recent purchase, as I mentioned in my intro, is the Midas Cosmetics Bitchin' Cake Liner palette, which I love. It has 9 beautiful shades. They are teeny tiny babies. I'm not sure how much is in each. Does it say? I'm not sure. There's not a lot in here, but as I keep mentioning, you don't need a lot when it comes to water activated liner. You need a tiny bit of water and you need a tiny bit of pigments, and it takes you a long way. So I doubt I'll hit pan on this for a very long time. Not because I don't like it, because I already love it so much, but I don't foresee going through this super quick. But oh, it's so cute. And this was only $22 for 9 shades. That's a really good deal. Midas is coming in hot with the hot deals here. But yeah, those are all of my water activated liners. I'll put a nice little video I took on my phone. You can actually see them all laid out if you're curious to see them, you know, laid out a little nicer than just in my hand. I really love my collection. I feel like it doesn't seem like a lot, but like it is a lot. When you count them all up, like if you count up the individual shades, I have 40 total water inks. That's not as many as I thought. It's still a lot, but I will give my quick disclaimer that this is my favorite part of my makeup routine. This is my favorite item of makeup. Water activated liner is my favorite makeup category. It's my favorite makeup formula. It's my favorite part of my makeup routine. And look at what a fun little look I did for you here today. I know that's not what this video is about, but I gotta show it off real quick. I am wearing mostly By Mellowops water inks here. I'm wearing mostly the Cut Creaser collection. I do have one, the orange is from their radioactive collection. I'm also wearing their eyeshadow palette. I'm a big By Mellowops stan. And now, what do you guys say we get into doing some rainbow swatches? Okay, so starting off with red, I would say the most true red that I own is from my newest palette, the Midas Cosmetics Bitchin' Cake Liner palette. This is like a beautiful red. Oh my gosh, it's like almost vinyl looking. You know how like vinyl is like kind of shiny? I don't know. I don't know if I'm describing that well. You can be the judge when you see it swatched, but let's start at the top here. This shade is called Going Around from the Midas Cosmetics Bitchin' Cake Liner palette. It's so pretty. I don't know if you can really see how it's almost kind of shiny looking. I think it does dry down matte. I don't know why, it just gives me like red leather jacket vibes and I love it so much. Okay, so that's our first red. Now the next red I would say is also a pretty true red. They might be identical in color. I haven't compared them yet, so I'm very excited to be doing this video. But this is from my B. Taylor Beauty Aqualiner palette. I have the primary version. Don't worry, I'm gonna dip into a clean spot where I haven't done a bunch of mixology, so it'll be absolutely true to the color. I am a perfectionist when it comes to water activated liners and everything, because I'm a Virgo, but especially with water activated liners. So let's see. Okay, yeah, those look pretty similar to me. We'll see when they dry down though. Okay, yeah, I'd say those colors look pretty identical. The B. Taylor Beauty one might be slightly more true to red. Like this one might be ever so slightly leaning more orange and this one feels a little more true, but you know, in reality, on the eyes, they're probably gonna look pretty similar. I probably didn't need another red shade when I bought that Bitchin' Cake Liner palette, but there's enough unique shades in there that I still felt it was worth it, and I really like red, so it's fine. I'm not explaining myself any further about it. So now moving on to my last red, which is from the Cut Cut Creaser X by Mellow Lops collab. This is the shade Aether. I chose to do this one last because I know that this one's more of an orangey red. Yeah, you can even see mixing it up. That's a beautiful orangey red. Oh, I love this shade so much. Heck yeah, that's an orangey red if I've ever seen one. So yeah, you can definitely see a stark difference between the last two reds we swatched. This one is for sure more of an orangey red. Again, the shade is called Aether from the By Mellow Lops X Cut Creaser collection. It's a beautiful red and I am freaking thrilled to have it in my collection. So now we're going to move on to oranges because that is all I had for red. My first orange though is kind of an orangey red. It's from the By Mellow Lops Radioactive Water Inks collection. It's the shade Radiant. It is so pretty. Okay, so swatching that beautiful neon radiant shade from the By Mellow Lops collection. I mean, definition of a neon, am I right? Sorry, that's not even. I will even out that swatch, but ugh, it's just so powerfully neon. Something to note about these neon shades from By Mellow Lops, they're beautiful. I love them. I love them to pieces, but just be careful when you're layering these up because I definitely notice I can layer the neon shades less than I can with the more primary shades because they tend to crack more. Now you can get away with a good 2 layers with this for sure, and you shouldn't need any more than that because you can see how vibrant and powerful and bold they are. But I'm just noting that if you do a 3rd layer, it might crack a little. So just be careful with it. Okay, so my next, oh, almost dropped it. So my next orange shade is also from the By Mellow Lops Radioactive collection. This is the shade Beam. You can tell it's more of like a true neon orange, definitely less red toned. I'll even show them to you next to each other. See, this one's a little more red, whereas this one's like a true powerful orange. Anyway, this is Beam. I mean, ugh, so pretty. See, that's 1 layer. Like, that's why I wanted to make note that you have to be careful layering these, but you shouldn't need 3 layers. But back when I was first getting into water activated liners and graphic liner, sometimes I felt the need to layer more when I was fixing my lines. But my hot tip for you would be to always add water before you add more product, because usually adding water, there's gonna be enough leftover product on your brush that you don't really need to keep dipping in and layering up, and just adding a little water will help you to smooth out those lines. So I know it's not supposed to be a tips video, but I just can't help but give you all the graphic liner tips. And that is the last of my oranges. So now we get to move on to yellows. Ooh, I forgot I have a pastel orange from Be Elegant Cosmetics. The shade is called Creamsicle. Similar to the neon shades, I also feel like you have to be a little careful with pastels since they have that white base. Same sort of a deal. You shouldn't need to layer up 3 layers, but 3 layers is kind of the maximum on these before they start to get a little bit cracky. But ugh, what a pretty shade. I love these pastels. Beautiful, what a beautiful pastel orange. Okay, now officially moving on to yellows for real this time. I kind of wasn't sure where to put this mustard shade from the Bitch and Cake Liner palette from Midas Cosmetics. It is called Hot Pants. Funny name. But I think I'm gonna put this mustard shade first since mustard is kind of like a mix of orange and yellows. I don't know, would you agree? Is that what mustard is? I'm putting it here. I'll be taking no further questions at this time. This is the mustard shade from the Midas Bitch and Cake Liner palette. She's beautiful. I'm so excited to use this shade in the fall. And there you have it. There's a beautiful mustard for you. Okay, now we can move on to the more like true yellows. Okay, so we're gonna start with the B. Taylor Beauty Aqua Primary Liner palette because I feel like this is the most true like primary yellow. So this shade doesn't have a name, it's just in the palette, but it is their primary yellow shade. All right, and yeah, just a beautiful, super true 2-tone primary yellow shade. I love that one. It's a beautiful yellow. I really like the B. Taylor Beauty formula. It's really solid. I never have issues with that one cracking, no matter how much I layer it up. So definitely a big fan of that one. Also a big fan of the Cut Creaser by Mellow Lops formula. This shade is called Gauntlet. Okay. Yeah, they look exactly the same. Oh, wait, maybe? Okay, well, we have to wait until they dry down. I'm talking before they're dried down. They tend to look a little different when they're dry. Okay, even dried down, I do have to say the By Mellow Lops one is slightly more vibrant. Okay, cool. They're slightly different. I mean, same situation with the reds. I'm sure they'll look the same on the eyes, but I do feel like the By Mellow Lops Cut Creaser shade Gauntlet is slightly more vibrant than the B. Taylor Beauty shade, but they're both beautiful and they're both beautiful formulas, and I still love them both so so much. So now let's move on to my neon yellow. This is the shade Raise. It's a neon yellow, but I just find that with all neon yellows, they tend to almost look green. Let me just swatch this for you. This is the shade Raise. Yeah, talk about freaking neon. It's like glowing. Can you see what I'm saying about it almost looking slightly green because of how neon it is? I still love this shade, and it's such a beautiful neon yellow. I gotta see this under a black light. I wanna see it glow in the dark. I think that would be so cool. But yeah, this is Raise. Okay, and so for my last yellow, I'm gonna be dipping into the pastel yellow from my Be Elegant Cosmetics Sweet Treats Pastel Liner Collection. The shade is called Lemon Drops. It also pulls almost a little green. Yeah, definitely pulls a little green for sure. All right, and look at my beautiful yellows all together here. Oh, this is like such an aesthetically pleasing arm. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that was Lemon Drops for my Be Elegant Cosmetics Sweet Treats Pastel Liners. Actually, since I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit all of my greens here, I think I'm gonna take some beautiful pictures of this arm, and then I am going to wipe it clean and we can start over with greens and blues together. Okay, be right back. All right, moving on to the greens. Let's start with my lightest green. Yes, I think that is a good plan of action here. So cool, yeah, we'll start with my pastel green. We'll start with Key Lime Pie from the Be Elegant Cosmetics Sweet Treats Pastel Liners. Oh, that's so pretty. Right, pretty thick swatch I did there. All right, but this is Key Lime Pie from Be Elegant Cosmetics Sweet Treats Pastel Liners. Now, let's move on to my second lightest green. I think I'm gonna dip into my metallic green here from the Midas Cosmetics Bitch and Cake Liner palette, which definitely looks better layered on top of other greens, but I am gonna swatch it for you just to show you what it looks like on its own. And this shade is called Gag Me With a Spoon, which may be my favorite shade name of all time. I think that is so cute and so funny. Yeah, you can see it's a little translucent-ish. Well, actually, it doesn't look that translucent on camera, but it's a little translucent-ish. It definitely needs to be layered up. So I'm gonna let it dry and then go in with a second layer. Okay, second layer. That's a beautiful shade. Oh my gosh, when I posted my review of this palette on Wednesday, everyone in the comments was like, that metallic green, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know. I like didn't expect to love that shade so much, but here I am, loving that shade so much. So that's great. Actually, okay, I think the next lightest green is gonna be from the By Mel Wap's X-Cut Creaser collection, the shade Smash, right? Ugh, it's such a beautiful, like true slimy green. It's like, I know that sounds gross, but I love a slime green. All right, and there you have it. That is Smash, my beautiful slime green shade. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, so now we are going to dip back into the Midas Cosmetics Bitch and Cake Liner palette. We're gonna dip into that matte green because it's also sort of a slimy green. I would definitely say it's a little deeper though. The shade is called Whatev. Nice. Yeah, you can see this one is slimy, but definitely deeper than the other slime shade. I don't know why I always think to compare greens to slime. I just realized that that's more of just like a Nickelodeon thing. But yeah, I always think of green slime whenever I think of slime. But this is a beautiful slimy green color from the Midas Cosmetics Bitch and Cake Liner palette, and I love it so much. Okay, so now dipping into the By Mel Wap's Radioactive Water Ink. This shade is actually called Slime. Finally, a slime shade actually called Slime. And this one is a neon slime shade. It's so cool. Okay. I mean, come on, that's so cool. Sorry, the swatches are getting chunkier and chunkier. I did not mean to do that. I added a little too much water. Let me let it dry for a second. All right, moving on to my final green shade, which is this beautiful evergreen shade from the B. Taylor Beauty Aqua Primary Liner palette. That is such a beautiful shade. Oh, I love it so much. Wow. Okay, now moving on to blues, and we're gonna start with the greenish blue, which is the shade Queens from the By Mel Wap's Cut Creaser collection. I might kind of just roll through these blues real quick. I feel like I've been talking for a lot, and you've already heard me rave about every single formula a bunch of times. So I think what I'll do is I'll put what formula and shade name I'm using on the screen, and I'm just gonna go through and rapid fire do some blues because I got a lot of blues to do. Alright friends, and that is all of my greens and blues. You can see those last two shades look the same because they are. The thing is, I knew buying the By Mel Lops Cut Creaser collection I was gonna get a few repeats because I already had a primary palette and there were 3 primary shades, but I got very excited about that collection. I bought the whole PR box. I don't know if I needed the whole PR box, but I got it. So I got a couple repeats, but it's okay because I will get to them all eventually. And these two pastel shades look pretty similar on the arm. They are much more different looking in person. Hopefully once I take a picture and I'll insert it here for you to see, you can really see how different those two shades are. I hope, but that's something I have to go do now in the future. You're seeing it now because you are in the even more future, but I have to go take that picture so I can insert it here for you. So I will be right back and we can get into my purples and pinks. Okay, I'm back with a clean, slightly more stained arm, but I am ready to do my pinks and purples for you. So I say we do the same style. Again, you already know how I feel about all the formulas of everything, so I'll put the names on the screen and I'll speed it up nice and good for you. Okay, let's go. Remember the Single Ladies dance from Beyonce? I feel like, oh, 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 no. I am not a single lady, but I certainly love doing this dance. And there you have it. There's all of my pinks and purples. I also decided to only swatch one set of black and white and silver. I do have the Cut Creaser X by Mel Lops one too, but I know there's no variation in shade there, and I would have had to start a whole new arm, and that would have just been silly. So, but yeah, wow, I have a great pinks and purples collection. My goodness. I would love some more blue tone purples. I think that's the only area I'm really looking to expand in, because I have the one, you know, beautiful royal purple, but I'd love more of a purpley blue. Although I can just mix purple and blue together and get the same effect, so I guess I don't need anything new. Okay, and with that, that's all of my collection. Here's a picture of me wearing all of the purples here. Aren't they so beautiful? All the pinks and purples together in the sunlight when the sun hits these shades. Ooh, it is something to behold. And here is an image I put together of every single color in my collection. I love my water activated liner collection. I think it's great. I'm very proud of it. I'm proud of the collection I have gathered. Like I said, I love all of these formulas so much. Indie makeup brands are truly where it's at when it comes to water activated liners. So I'm gonna link all of these brands down below for you. I'll also link my corresponding videos down below for you. There is no lack of water activated liner content on my channel for you guys. I got all the graphic liners tutorials, I got all the water activated liner reviews, and it's good time over here. So if you like graphic liner and water activated liners, then I encourage you to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'm always screaming about this kind of stuff, you guys. So subscribe so you don't miss it. Also give this video a big thumbs up. Also leave me a comment. I would love to talk to you guys. Even if you don't have anything to say about this video, just say hi. I'd love to chat. I'd love to introduce myself. But thanks so much for watching. Check out my description box. Also in my description box, I will have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources. I'll have petitions to sign, places to donate, and ways to help protesters. So please click on those links if you haven't yet. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. I am serving you something on a platter here. I don't know what I'm doing. I gotta go have something to eat. Okay, bye.